Okay, this is Andrew. I'm back. We're going to do the wireless lab. And since this is still pretty much an introduction to the whole networking side of things, we're going to do what's called a small office, home office wireless network lab. Okay, so understand this is a small office, and corporations such as enterprise corporations and large companies use quite much more complicated and sophisticated type of wireless networks, but this is certainly the type of network you use in your home, and it's also used in small businesses. And we're going to learn a little more about it, and let's get started. All right, so this is the lab, and the objective of the lab is to observe your wireless network with a network analyzer like Insider and make appropriate changes to your router and verify with Insider that the changes were made correctly. Then complete the write up of the lab. Okay, so basically, this is what we're looking at. You should have some wireless router in your home, okay, that sends out a wireless signal here, and you can attach devices such as laptops wirelessly. Now, also, you should have this is called your WAN port. So, this is going to connect to your service provider. And then back here, you can also have a wired LAN. So, what you want to do is plug your computer. You can plug one of these laptops, it doesn't matter. But you're going to plug the Ethernet port on the back of your computer into one of these ports here. Probably port 1. And this is your LAN. So, whatever router you have, it should look something like this, and this is the way you want to configure it for this lab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generally walk through this lab. I'm not going to do the whole thing for you, but I'm going to walk through it and make sure you have enough information to get the gist of what's going on and how to do the lab. Okay, so first you want to go and download Insider. So if you go to Google and go to, just type in Insider, download Insider free, something like that. You'll come here and just download it. Okay, simple enough. Now, once you've downloaded Insider, it's going to look something like this. Go ahead and open it up. So you can see here we've got a lot of stuff going on in Insider. And the first thing you need to be aware is there's basically two bands in the wireless. That's the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz. Okay, so let's take a look quickly here at the 2.4 gigahertz. Now I'm in an apartment, okay, downtown. So you can see how many people are on here. And in fact, so let's look down here. You have different channels, right? Channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up through 13. Typically, you don't use past 11. And in a professional setting, people are supposed to use only 1, 6, and 11. There's a reason for that, but we won't go into that in detail in this course. That's beyond this course. But basically, you want to use 1, 6, or 11. And you can see here that many of these people have done that, but some people have tried to squeeze in the middle and pick up a little extra bandwidth. So try to understand. See my house right here, okay? You can see this guy McGrupp is right under me. So the code modulation that I use is based actually on the dynamic range, which is the dB between here, which is minus 40, and here, which is about minus 27. So the amount of dynamic range I have between here and the highest signal below me is really my only usable amount of signal. So this guy's really interfering with my signal. So I may want to change and move over to channel 1. That may improve my... What's going to happen is that I'm still going to be able to get a connection here. It's just my data rate will go down because it'll choose a lower code modulation. Okay, so what I want to do is move my signal over here onto channel 1. Okay, so let's look at some other things here. So my house is security is WEPA2 personal, WPA2 personal. Everybody seems to have WPA2. This XI Infinity has open, whatever that is. So open means we can just get right on it. Okay, so, but it's suspicious that people will create an ad hoc network for you to sign on to in order to actually hack your machine. So you got to be careful with what you're seeing here. Now, we see all WPA2 personal, somewhat new development, but nobody's using WEP anymore because WEP is actually easily hackable. Okay, so we see that. There's a lot of networks here. Okay. You can see the MAC address here. You can see everybody's SSID here except for people that's hidden their SSID, like this guy. He's got it hidden. Okay, so this is the 2.4 gigahertz band. Let's look at the 5 gigahertz. There's nobody there. So unfortunately, my router doesn't support 5 gigahertz, and I really want to get a router that does, so I can get better throughput. Because what actually happens is, you look here, I only have that much usable dynamic range, right? So when I'm watching, like if I'm watching a video, a course video or something, it may drop in and out as I'm watching it. So yeah, I'm definitely wanting to move over to the 5 gigahertz band. It's just totally clean here from what I can see. I'm not seeing anybody in the 5 gigahertz. Okay, so anyway, this is Insider. Understand one thing about Insider is it's only showing me, like, the microwave of your microwave oven will actually leak a signal, and it's right at 2.4 gigahertz, and it's actually right around channel 6 and 7. So if somebody's running a microwave oven close to your router, you'll see a spike coming up here. If you have a real spectrum analyzer, but this is not really, all this is doing is monitoring wireless networks. It doesn't see everything that's on this channel. There's other things that could be here. There could be something interfering even more with my signal, but I just don't see it because Insider is only showing me Wi-Fi. That's it. So, all right, so that's an introduction to Insider, which is a good tool. So let's go back and look at the lab. Okay. So you should understand this picture at this time. So what you want to do is to sign into the management page of your wireless router. So basically what you have to do is connect your computer to a LAN port on your wireless router. Change the IP address on your computer. You should know how to change your IP address on your computer. If you don't, just Google it. It's pretty simple. Well, I'll go ahead and show you. All right, so just choose your local area connection. We'll look at this one. Yeah, just choose your local area connection. Then under properties, you can Google how to do this and it'll show you the steps right away. Then just scroll down here to Internet 4 and go ahead and type in here. Now, your wireless router, you want to be on the same subnet. So basically, they generally come out of the box, but the management page is going to be 192.168.1, and then you can put 100 because it's a /24. So you want to put 255.255.255.0 here, and then you can do a 192.168.1.1 here. Sometimes this is actually a 0, so you can try both. You can try 192.168.0.100 and then 192.168.0.1. Or you can just Google your router or look in the instruction manual and it'll tell you what the exact IP address of that web page is. So go ahead and do that. then what you want to do is put your computer on the same subnet as your wireless router. And these instructions tell you basically what I just told you. Go ahead and then after you do that, go ahead and ping. I'm sure you've done a ping, but you know this is Windows 8. I don't know what version you're using, but if you're using, then just ping. Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and take my caps off. Ping 192.168.0.1. That's actually the management page. So you can see here I got a reply. So that means I got a connection. 4 packets sent, 4 received. So we're good to go. So just get your web page, open your web page, type your 192.168.0.1 up here, or it could be .1.1. Okay, so then you should get a page that looks something like, it's in the right up here. When you first open it, you should see something like this, right? Your entry page. Okay, so once you get into the entry page, you want to go ahead and make some changes that we were discussing in Insider. So here's Insider. So for example, I can change my SSID. I can move my signal over here to channel 1 or to channel 6, wherever I want to put it. I can change my security or verify that my security is WAPT2 personal. So let's go ahead and look at those. And you'll see here, you know, what is your name? What channel are you on? What's the dynamic range? So again, the dynamic range of this is minus 40 to about 27. So it's 13 dB of dynamic range. If there were nothing below me, then, you know, I would have, my noise floor probably isn't minus 100, but for this write-up, you could say 30 to 100 is 70 plus, you know, 3 more, so 73 dB. That would be fine. So go ahead and approximate dynamic range. Is there a better channel to put your signal on? If which, yes. And then go ahead and do a screen capture of Insider at this point so that we can see what's showing in Insider now, and then we can look at Insider again to verify that you did the changes in your router. So here you're going to go ahead and connect to the router like we discussed. Open the web page of the router. Navigate to the wireless page. Okay, so this is the write-up. We'll go ahead and look at the wireless page on my router. Here's the wireless page. Go ahead and open that. So here's your SSID, right? That's the name of the network. Okay, you can choose, like we saw one guy that wasn't broadcasting his right here. You can say, you can uncheck that and it doesn't broadcast it. Well, it's not a security. Some people think that that's like, oh, this is great security because nobody will know my wireless signal exists. Well, that's not true because although your router won't broadcast the SSID out in the beacon, the computer's sending out a probe request, and in a reply to that probe request, it'll go ahead and send out the SSID even if the broadcast is turned off. So somebody can easily hack that with Wireshark or whatever and determine. So it's really not a security issue except for the most simple hackers out there. But anyway, what you want to do is come in here and make your changes. So say, okay, I wanted to put mine on channel 6. I want to make a 40 megahertz signal instead of a 20, because you can see here, from here to here, you're looking here as the channels. From here to here is 20 megahertz. This guy, you can see he's using 40, right? He's doubled the bandwidth of his signal. So basically, what you have as usable signal is this area right here. So if I have more area, I have more usable signal, which I can broadcast more. I can process more data quicker. All right, but let's go back here, make your changes, do save. I'm not gonna save them because I'll have to reboot the router and that'll take a while to finish this video. So, but you save them and then go to wireless security, right? Go to wireless security, verify that WPA2 is checked, personal. Now you'll see WPA2 enterprise. This is for if you want to set up a radius server, which is well beyond the scope of this course, but you know, you don't want to do this at this time. And then here's your WEP, which is very, you know, even a very unsophisticated hacker can crack WEP in like 5 minutes. So don't ever use WEP. People can hack right in and get your bank cards and anything they want. All right, so yeah, basically that's going to be it. Then set the security settings and then come back up here to your lab. Okay. Now, after you've done all your security setting changes, reboot your router, come back into Insider, and then you should see that the name changed and that it moved over. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and do it for you. Just bear with me if it takes a few minutes for my router to reboot. But let's go back to wireless settings. I'm going to go ahead and put it on channel 1, for example. I'm not going to change my name because then I have to re-sign in. So, for example, let me show you what I mean. If you change your password, you didn't see that. If you change your change your SSID, then you're going to have to sign back in every time to your different SSID. But you can go ahead and change your password too if you like, you know. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and change to 1. And I'll save it, and we'll verify that it changed to 1. You can see it's going to ask me to reboot. Let's go ahead and do that. Reboot. Okay. We'll reboot the router. So, actually, maybe I'm going to try to pause the video while it's rebooting. Bear with me. Okay, it's almost done. So, it says it's rebooted. That remains to be seen. Let's go ahead and take a look at Insider. Let's see. Let's refresh it. It's kind of time graph views at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not signed back in. I'm not online, so it's still showing. My router's still booting.
Okay, so everything finished, and you see my house moved over here to channel 1, and now I have, somebody's trying to jam me there, but you can see now, without this temporary blue signal that's popping in and out, you can see that I have maybe 75 to 50, maybe 25, 27 dB, a dynamic range. Although I'm getting something popping in and out of there. But so you can see I improved my dynamic range, which is going to improve my code modulation and my throughput. So yeah, this pretty much wraps up the lab. This is what I want you to do. And then go ahead and write a conclusion, and then that'll complete the wireless lab. Thank you very much.